I've gotten in a lot of trouble recently on TikTok.
Why are you in trouble on TikTok?
A few things. I watched a documentary about the disposal of nuclear waste, and I made a TikTok about my thoughts on the documentary, which apparently were very wrong and angered the nuclear power community. And accusations of being an ignorant fearmonger
Oh, what?
have
Really?
been levied towards me because I am an anti-nuclear propaganda plant on TikTok. The
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So you're all caught up.
Put me on TikTok for this exact moment where I would talk badly about nuclear power, and then it would somehow affect policy.
Right.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Well,
Wasn't
are
it just
they
that
right?
one?
Are you? Are you though? You can tell us. This is a safe spot.
I mean, it doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong. The whole point was that we're disposing of nuclear waste, and what if somebody opens this nuclear waste up in 100,000 years? And they're like, that's not going to happen, you fool. No one's ever going to do that. It's completely safe and fine. Which, upon further reading, it was. I mean, it's not, but it is. Still, though. I mean,
No, but
Do you get
to Chris's point though, are you
am I what? Wrong?
paid by the oil companies?
Oh, paid by the oil companies. Yes.
Yes. Do you get a lot of negative? Yeah, I don't think you're not out there.
Anytime I share any opinion,
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
there's a.
I
there's a
remember
sheen to them.
watching, stumbling across the first episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and being like, what the fuck is this show? It looks like hot garbage.
Yeah.
Because it did.
Yeah.
But, I let that one pass because quality was good. That's the thing about a lot of the Canadian stuff. It looks bad, and then it is.
I think FX just took a flyer on it. They were like, and then they didn't give them that much money or something in the first season.
Well, it was the classic self-done pilot where you spent $1,000 and they shot a pilot and then shopped it. And it's the success story we all live and want.
Yeah.
The one time it worked.
Speaking of
us the
success
hope that we
stories,
could do it ourselves. We could just go with our phones right now and do it.
Yeah.
and
Now-
that's
and I'm sorry
sort
to
of what
interrupt
you
you.
did. No, I
I'm
was
sorry to
going to
interrupt you,
introduce
Brian.
our guest.
I know. I was just interrupting Brian because he kind of stepped on it, and I thought it was a really good moment. Chris had a full in to introduce you.
I had a full segue, and I was in the segue. I was in the middle of my segue into introducing you, and now you've stepped on me.
And I stepped on Chris, I think, when he tried to do the second time.
We were
of
talking about
introducing you.
success stories, doing
Yeah.
it yourself. Bryan Nothling did that for himself. He's a dear friend of ours and a comedian.
That's perfect.
Now in Toronto.
Chris, do you want to try that then? That's good.
Yeah, sure.
That's
I
a
could
good
segue
segue.
into
Do you want to
something
try
like
that? Do something like that.
Speaking of success stories
And begin. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Ready to
Jesus,
go?
Jeez Louise.
And we're live.
I don't need to swear, but jeez Louise.
and live on Chris, and we're live.
Our friend Bryan
Speaking of
Nothling.
success stories,
Sweet fuck. And I probably peaked the mic just there, and I don't care. Okay.
I loved it.
I want the audience member to hear my frustration in the crackle form.
Yeah, that was good. I could tell I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay, I'm done now. I'm done talking.
No, don't be done. Don't be done. We need you for the pod.
This bit's got.
We all used to be in a sketch group together back in Vancouver called the Furious Anger Fun Hour.
Yeah.
This is Bryan Nothling, one of the original members of the Furious Anger Fun Hour.
Hello.
FAF.
Faff.
As nobody really wanted to say.
No.
But they did, because saying Furious Anger Fun Hour was obnoxious.
Not a lot of anger. Not a lot of anger in our sketches.
No, we were nice boys. We're a bunch of nice boys. And
it was really just like a pick a name and run with it kind of thing. I can't remember the process.
It's whatever process improv troops used to name themselves. We did that.
Yeah, eggs for breakfast.
Ladies and gentlemen, eggs for breakfast.
We're like, good enough, let's go.
Martinis at
Let's put a show on.
9. Well, didn't we used to have an improv troupe called Martinis at 9?
Hey, we're martinis at 9. Yeah, that's perfect. Why at
started
9?
doing-
That's when you come down and have a martini before dinner. And you do
Martinis
Oh,
at
yeah.
9.
We had a lot of fun sketches. We're gonna read one out at the end of the pod, so you have to listen to the
We have to
very
wait till the
end.
end.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's on
Okay.
YouTube. It's clickbaity, right?
Yeah.
We're
You
gonna
read to the end. You wait till the end. You get
Wait
my
till the
discount
end.
code.
Yeah.
It's at the end. That's what all my chess streamers tell me. They want me to wait to the end to get their discount code.
Ah.
Yeah, I watch chess streamers.
I thought you were streaming chess, but you
No.
watch chess streamers.
I've thought about streaming bad chess,
Yeah.
but
do
I
it.
don't think anyone would want to watch me do that.
I mean, personally, I'd watch. That sounds awesome. Because you'd learn. We'd learn from it.
I've been playing chess for over a year, and I've hardly improved.
Did you jump in the Queen's Gambit craze?
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
started
I-
playing chess, Queen's Gambit, and I mean it gets bleak in here sometimes. I'm alone. I'm
You know what?
swearing. I'm yelling at myself.
If you ever
Things
want
that
to
I
dust
do.
off playing Settlers of Catan, when we used to live together as well, that's a whole other thing.
Mhm.
We had the Settlers of
Many things.
Catan permanently set up on the dinner table
Yeah.
to just.
It's been a while since I've played. Been
Been playing online, and it's less about chance than you think. You know, there's a
Just in
reason that
terms of,
the same person wins all the time because they're better. They're good.
It's like, because you can think strategically about your resources or whatever. Like if you're
Yeah,
doing the
and you
math.
can use deception and trickery.
Even online.
you can, because I liked playing the social game. I liked
Yeah.
lying to
Online, less fun, less deception and trickery. It's very much like nobody trades. You just get what you get, and you play it out until you see who wins.
Why would you trade, really? I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really make that much sense, but it's fun
Well, it's
What, to trade?
to trade. Like
It's an
you're
example
giving
of the
someone something
world.
they want, and you're getting something. It just just wait.
Why would anybody trade?
Yeah.
You know, in the world,
I think, but if you if you play, if
we
there's like
have
four
lumber, and that's ours. And we
if there's
get
four
wood houses.
players and two of them refuse to trade and two of them trade with each other, I feel like one of those, the tradey two would win because they don't have to wait.
Right, but the tradey two shouldn't trade either. No one should trade.
Oh, you're
I feel
saying
like
you'd have
I
a
feel
rule
like you
of no
probably
trade.
have a better chance of winning if no one ever trades. In like the upper echelon
Yeah.
of Catan players, I bet you no one ever trades.
Oh.
Rarely is a trade.
No trading, except
trade.
for like social gaming.
It's like chess grandmasters. They memorize all the moves. They're all doing the same moves all the time because
Well,
they're
and to your point, do you know what you never see in chess? Fucking trading. Nobody ever trades a castle for another castle, or like,
No.
I'll give you my castle for 2 pawns.
Just
Like, you don't see
destruction.
trading.
It's like chess is kind of like war. Don't you think?
yeah. Two
Don't you think?
armies.
No. Go with me. Go with me on this.
Okay.
There's two sides facing
Follow him.
against
Follow
each
him
other,
on this, though.
and they're going to attack each other, and
Yeah.
they take each other out. It's very
Yeah.
much like war.
And you're like the general commanding the
exactly. It's crazy. Crazy. Somebody should make that comparison. It's crazy.
And it's like, and it's modern war too, because you're the puppet behind the king and the queen.
Hey, check this out.
Whoa,
What's that?
Check out
then?
this mug. Check out this
Ryan-
mug.
is that Ryan merch? Does Ryan have merch? Wait, what the hell? We have
made it.
merch?
No, it was a gift. It was given to me. Somebody made me my own merch. That's the opposite of how merch works.
How do I get some merch? How do I get our merch?
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna.
Chris, where do I
maybe-
buy our merch?
Hey, if you want to get one of these mugs, comment in the comments, and maybe we'll do an order of mugs or something, and you can donate to us, or I don't know. We'll figure
Yeah,
it
we'll
out.
buy 5 mugs. We'll sell 3 of them.
Yeah,
This is my
Exactly.
trademark mug, and people would like me to sell it, but it's already being sold.
Yeah, it
That's
just is
right.
a product.
Tell me, okay, so your TikTok
let's go there.
star,
Let's go there.
This is your trademark mug. Every morning,
Yeah.
you do a daily video.
Yes.
It's very stand up. It's very stand up comedy like what you're doing.
I would
You
almost
have
say
the
it's
mug.
gone
Where
more
did the
like,
mug come from?
It's
Where-
gone more
where'd you-
late night recently, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
A little bit. It
You
started
end it,
with
you
me
tag it with
wanting
like,
to-
we'll be right back.
It started with me wanting to try and distill my long, verbose stand-up comedy bits into 1 minute so that I could actually do them on stage.
Right.
Because I'm convinced someone wants to hear me do a 15-minute bit. Which is
I
all.
remember you doing stand up in Vancouver, and I thought you were very good. And you were doing
Thanks.
all of
Nice.
you were doing long bits.
Little long-winded, but
Long
No,
walks,
I was
shaggy
there.
dogs.
A long-winded bit about a duvet cover? Sign me up.
Yeah,
I want
100%.
it.
So these, it's TikTok or it's just Instagram, but they started as sort of a writing exercise or like a performing exercise.
yes, it started as a writing exercise to get me out of the rut that I was in, and I gave myself a goal that has now since expanded into
Yeah.
what this is now.
I love it.
I was originally only going to do 90 videos in 90 days.
Right.
Oh, like the challenge, like as a challenge.
As
Right?
a
Within
challenge,
that
and
90
like, yeah,
days, did you just blow up and then you're like, wow, I need to do this all the time?
Once I got on TikTok
Yeah.
and I went from Instagram to TikTok and I saw that you can get a dumb amount of views for doing whatever. I was like, oh, here we
Might as
go.
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
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 And then here you are.
And
You're going to be selling those mugs.
yeah.
I gave you that product idea, that merch idea.
Yeah, a mug with a picture of me holding a mug.
And then on
That's
that
funny.
mug is you holding a mug and it goes forever.
regression.
It's Inception.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an exception. And I want that. We'll be right
And
back.
inside the mug at the bottom, so once the drink is finished, you could have the text like, "We'll be right back" or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Listen.
it's a much more expensive mug to make
Yeah.
to
Probably.
get writing on the inside.
Yeah, probably. That's
Yeah.
probably not cheap.
Because
Or
that
you
has
need
to
to find a
be
company that-
has to be on there too. You can't have that leaching into the drink, or else I'm gonna have lawsuits.
I'll give you some hook. I found a good hookup for mugs. See, if you look over my shoulder here,
For inside printing?
right here, and they do inside printing. Every Second City cast that I'm in, I get the photo on the mug, and I give them away as cast gifts. But they're about $8 each. So you're gonna charge $20 for one of these mugs.
Whoa.
Just knowing my luck, I'm gonna be so upside down on this mug order in a year that I'm gonna be ruined.
You're just gonna have stacks of mugs in the
I'm
background.
gonna have $8,000 worth of mugs, and I will have sold 17. You know,
Well, if you have
This is
120,000 followers and 10,000 buy a mug, what's
Oh.
10,000 times 20?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Nobody
200
knows, and there's no
Dude,
way.
that's $200
There's no
right
way
there.
to know.
Okay, getting
It's 200
specific.
bucks. Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that's $200, dude. So getting specific, Brian.
No, 10,000.
Yeah, $200. So Brian, if you
$20,000.
if you would agree, no, you got to carry the zero. It's like taxes and whatnot. So about 200. If you, Brian, getting specific, will you agree to let me? Can we play one of your Instagrams, one of your messages right now? Can I just play one? I have a
Can you
question.
do
about
screen grab on it? Like,
Yeah.
play
I'll put it
play
in later.
Or
that
you
fine?
asked Brian for permission.
I
and
did just
and I
ask
said
Brian.
yes.
Yeah, you know
I said
what?
yes.
I'm in a yes mood these days. I'm saying yes to everything. Put it up
Okay.
there and let's just let it fly. Good morning, it's Brian. It's Saturday. On Saturday, I talk about some food that I ate during the week, and it's a bit of a somber one today because I have to ask for help. It's important to ask for help in life. We all need help from time to time. May I present to you my lentil curry? I made this, and it's tasteless. Tastes like nothing. And I don't know what I did wrong. I followed recipe. I followed a recipe. And I put everything in there. Curry powder, cumin, coriander, turmeric for the health, onions, garlic, salt, pepper, coconut milk. It's all in there. And not just a little bit. Buckets of it, shovels of it, more than is necessary. And it still just tastes like a piece of air. Looks good, but tastes like the wind. What have I done wrong? What's the secret ingredient? Is it a pinch of cinnamon? Is it 10 sticks of butter? Someone tell me, how do they make their curry taste good? I have it at a restaurant and it's remarkable, but not this. And I need some help. We'll be right back.
So there it is, a perfectly wonderful example of a Nothling morning update. And this one was about your lentil curry. And I kind of left, I'm going to be honest with, and I'm not trying to be critical, but I'm just saying it left me hanging because I wanted to know if you got any advice. Like, did you fix the lentil curry? Did you figure out what was wrong, why it was tasteless?
Yes. So next time when I make it, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to bloom the spices. I didn't know what that was.
What does
I
that
still
mean?
don't.
So you got to cook them. you don't just throw them in the liquid and stir them around.
Okay.
You have to put them
like
in the bottom
oil?
of the pan in some oil and cook them so that they develop a flavor.
And then they'll like infuse the oil or whatever.
I guess so. I mean, I'm just gonna do it. I don't know why we're doing it, but I'm doing it. And then I didn't use butter. I didn't use any oil. Like a lot. You're supposed to use a lot of oil.
Oh.
You need butter.
Okay. Yeah, so you
need
made sort of a
butter.
healthy one though, probably. That was probably good for you, what you had.
I don't care about that. It tasted like absolute trash. It tasted like nothing, which just doesn't make any sense. When you waste a bunch of spices on a dish and you can't even taste them, where are they?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, that is the thing. I also jumped into some home cooking in this last year, and you spend 6 hours like making something because you're marinating, you're waiting, you're coming back. And then when it tastes like shit, you're like, oh, okay, so the amount of time that I have on my hands isn't the problem. That's not why I'm a bad cook. It's that I'm a bad cook. I can no longer blame it on, well, I don't have the time to be a good cook.
It's because I'm bad
had
at
it,
cooking.
and then I was shit.
Last Christmas, I decided to I was like, I'm going to make great sandwiches. Just great. I'm going to grill them. I'm going to do everything. And I spent like $40 on sandwich stuff.
Yeah.
And then I made these shitty sandwiches, like 3 out of 10. They were like terrible. And I could have bought 4 restaurant sandwiches.
Yeah.
Just
Beautiful
ate them.
paninis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop. I've actually banned myself from cooking steak. 1, I'm trying to
Why?
eat a little less meat, but 2, I almost burned the house down. Straight up, almost started a fire. So
How are you cooking that steak?
I was going to cooking school at the time. I was taking courses, physically going to a school.
Who's teaching you? Because you don't burn your house down when you cook.
So
the
I get a
steak.
cast iron grill. I put it in the oven for half an hour at 400 degrees. So I get it, as the cook said, ripping hot. Then
Okay.
I
Do you
I
need
take
to-
that out with gloves. I put it on the stove. The stove's on high. All
You gotta
right.
take
And
it
I
out with
use
your bare hands. That's your problem. You should have taken it out with your bare hands.
Yeah, that's the more cool, manly thing to do, is just
Yeah.
take it out with my bare. And then you get the cast iron logo grilled into your hand.
Yeah.
So, and it smells good. It smells like a nice steak. So I put that on the stove, turn the stove on to high, add grapeseed oil because it has a really high smoke point. So it's like
Okay.
going to, like, you can't do olive oil on that because it'll just catch fire.
It'll catch fire.
And it starts sizzling right away. It's like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it's pretty dangerous. Like hopping oil. That's pretty dangerous. Let's get the steak in there. I put the steak in there, and all the sizzling goes away. Right? It's like, it stops. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then just quietly, just boom, the whole thing lights.
What?
The whole thing is just fire. And the fire, within maybe a second, is licking the ceiling of our apartment. Like it's a column of flames past the microwave, past the top cupboard, licking the ceiling. And I was just like, Julie, I need your help right now. I go under the cupboard to get the baking stuff, and I was like, is it baking powder or baking soda? I don't know which one it is. I threw whichever
It's
one
water.
was closest.
You threw water on it.
You're supposed to throw water on a grease fire. So I throw a bunch of baking soda or powder. I can't remember one of them, but whatever it was, it did the trick. Put a pan on it. on
Whoa,
our
you had
ruined
50-50
steaks.
chance of dying.
Yeah. Then I
Okay.
had a panic attack after that. So
Now-
it was just like, that was the last time I tried doing a sear, like searing meat.
I've
You can
heard
just
of
sear a
doing,
steak in a pan, Peter. You don't need
Yeah.
to get it 400 degrees. You can just turn the
or
burner
even
on.
do the reverse sear, which is literally you do the opposite of what you just did.
Yeah.
And you sear
it
it
slow.
on both sides and then
Microwave it.
throw it in the oven. Yeah, microwave it. Just boil it.
Because I like the steak rare is the problem. So the pans and the stove, the glass top shitty stove where you can see the element go like on, off, like
Yeah.
that's how it keeps the temperature up. It's not like gas. So the pans lose heat, gain heat, lose heat. They're constantly fluctuating. So I'm leaving the steak on there for too long before I get any nice brownage. It just goes. It doesn't go like it. I think they're called Souks or Sucks or whatever, like the crispy bits. It doesn't get any of that. It just goes sort of like gray.
Get the crispy bits. You gotta score your fat. You know, slice along
like
there,
like
so
the little
that,
hatch lines.
Hatch lines.
I've
yeah.
never heard anyone refer to that as Souks or Sucks, Peter.
Maybe I'm making that up. Let me look.
Oh, so if we're piling on Peter, I haven't either.
I'm not going to let that slide. I'm going to need you to fact check Souks or Sucks. I know it's the Maillard reaction. I know that.
and
Binging with Babish told me that.
Binging with Babish, yeah. And we're trying to get the Leidenfrost reaction to happen so that you don't burn your meat right to the pan. But I can't figure it out. And I always just burn the house down.
I mean, I think you just turn the pan on and wait 10 minutes and throw it in there.
Don't you have a barbecue upstairs on your porch? We've used it before.
Yes, we do.
When you go up there and, marinate your steak, put it nice and high,
Here's
4
the
minutes
thing.
on each side, and then you're done.
I've been banned from cooking steak. I feel like you're not understanding that part.
I know the feeling of like,
What
you
can
go
you
to
buy?
the butcher and you buy a $17 steak.
Yeah, it was
and
$17.
you
I went
just
to a
wreck
butcher
it.
shop.
Yeah,
And it's
I know.
ruined.
I've done that before, but never like that. Never like that. I have lit the barbecue on fire, but it was, you turn it on, you preheat it, and then I left it for too long, and I came out, and it was just, because I hadn't cleaned the barbecue, it's just so much layered on grease at the bottom that sort of was just billowing out from each side of the barbecue, and it sort of became its own like candle in a way, because I turned all the propane off, and it was just like the flame was licking the sides of the house, just lapping it up. But it was just like going on its own at that point, because it was just living off of the grease of the unclean
Which is a nice way to
barbecue.
clean it, at least.
I
So then
completely
I-
shut down when stuff like that happens. I shut
me
down
too.
completely.
I didn't know what to
burn
do.
the house. I just watch it and I go, I'm done.
So I had the same reaction. What do? I go to run inside and I pull on the door of the handle of the door, pull the door of the handle too hard, and it suctions the other door in. So then I'm stuck. I'm literally locked outside with this barbecue fire. So I took the barbecue cover and I just started smothering it.
Yeah.
And I burned
Smothering's
through
the plan. That's the way
I
to
burned
go.
through the barbecue cover.
You used the
damn.
cloth one?
No, it was like a heavy duty like
rubber plastic.
one, but it burned through. I guess there's plastic in it for sure.
Well,
The flame was very big.
because you're even a non-on fire barbecue, you're probably not supposed to put the cover on it. Even if it's on, like if it's on that cover,
Absolutely not.
you're gonna
It's in
melt
the
that.
rules.
100%.
It's in the rules.
Never do it.
It says it on the inside of the cover.
What's your burning down this the house story,
He
Brian?
probably doesn't have
We've
one.
all
Look
got
at the
one.
guy. Look how mature this guy looks.
You're almost burned it down.
Have I ever caught anything on fire before? No.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've ever caught anything on fire before. I had to think about it.
Trying to
You
even
know
think.
what? Absolutely not. One time I almost burnt a woman's deck down because I was like 20 and was lighting 151 proof alcohol on fire, and like I was like dumping it around and lighting it on fire, and I was like, this is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna light things on fire. But it fell through her deck and started burning the brush under her deck. and it eventually went out, but
Fuck.
that could have been bad, I think.
That could have been very bad.
That would have been a house burner right there.
I was thinking for a second you were talking about like our deck in
Oh,
Vancouver.
no, this was somebody
Marjorie's
else's.
deck.
This was
'Cause
a
that was- you
party
had a
in-
stacked
in-
deck
This
then.
was at a party in West Vancouver.
Yeah,
A lot of
20. We
damage
weren't
was
living
done. A lot of
together at
damage was
20.
done that night.
Oh, geez.
We had
Big crowd.
graduated.
It does make me think about moments in your life where you're like, oh, I almost changed my life for a long time or permanently.
I hate.
I was fooling
thinking
around in a
about that.
parking lot in my friend's like Suburban or something as a teenager, and he was trying to do donuts, or he was just turning really hard, and I wasn't belted in, and I opened the door as he was turning. I'm passenger side. He turns hard left. I open the door, centrifugal motion. I'm sucked out the door. I'm hanging onto the door as it's holding out open, and also the wheels turned left, right? So it's out of the wheel well, on a hard left. So I'm looking at the rubber of this wheel ripping up into the car, into the wheel well or whatever. And my face is like, "Ugh," and I got back into the car, slammed the door, and laughed with my friend like, we're having such a good time. But in the back of my head, I was like, I almost pressed my face into a tire that would have dragged me into the wheel well. Like,
Why did you
I
open the
almost
door?
it was almost done.
Why did you open the door?
Listen, Brian, I don't need to get...
We're young and dumb. Young
I
and
was
dumb.
like 17 or something. I thought it would be funny to open the door like they do in the action movies.
Kids shouldn't. I even think about like when I was 17, just like testing out how fast my car can go for a second. And I'm, even getting up to like 160, and I'm like, that's too fast.
Yeah, no one needs
It's
to go
too
that
fast. Why
It's
was I doing that?
It's video game logic, because as 17, you're so far away from being old and dying, or realizing that you're not actually going to make it out of this planet alive.
Mm-hmm.
So you are, and you kind of don't think anything bad could happen to you, because you're like the main character. You're like, I'm not gonna, like, I'll go fast. Other people can go, they get in accidents or whatever, but I'm me. I'm the hero of my own story.
Me.
I'm not gonna get into an accident. Yeah, it's probably too young to be able to drive. Maybe we're old.
You didn't have your license until. What do you mean you're too young to be able to drive? You just like got it last year.
No. Yeah, I'm scared of cars, but
you still have your N, don't you?
Don't say that here. I don't have it on the back of the car. I'm gonna get pulled over now.
Peter,
I had my N for so long, Peter.
Yeah,
so long. I had.
If you're listening
I'm just not
from
getting around
Ontario, the N is the license where you're not quite good enough yet to have the full.
There's
license.
a bunch of restrictions, and I'm supposed to have a sticker on the back of the car, and I do neither. So I should definitely just get it done and get a proper license.
Yeah. I had my N for 8 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it on the car either. I just drove around with an N license playing with fire. I'm a gambler.
Like the move was to cut out the N from the green background that it's on, and then flip it on its side, and you'd have a little Z, a little black Z. Very cool to go on your car.
Where did you put it? Just
on the back of your car. And you could still get a ticket for that. Because it's
for sure. That's not a green N.
You just now have a Z magnet on the back of your car.
The idea was that if you didn't have an N and you were driving along and you saw someone with an N, you were supposed to do something to be more cautious.
Yeah.
But every
That's
time
the
I saw
idea.
someone with an N, I was like, who gives a shit? Like, just
Well, and you try to bump their
worse
car a bit,
drivers
like you
anyway.
run them off the road a little.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I
You
do
put a
with
little,
Yeah.
Yeah.
put a little pressure on.
Because they're only allowed one person in the car at a time with an N anyway, so you wouldn't there wouldn't be too many casualties.
That's the rule.
And just knock them off the
Yeah,
road.
we would pile kids into the back. Kids, yeah. When I was a kid, we'd get a bunch of younger kids and pile them in the back.
No, Chris is talking about now. He likes to pile kids in the back of his car and just go for a rip.
Just scare them a bit.
I'd be driving a full minivan of my friends around with an N.
Yeah.
100%.
Which is like, I wouldn't have ever been able to drive again if they caught me. They would have been like, it's over for you.
You know what? I got to say, Brian, you are putting the fire of God in me a little bit. Like, I might actually tomorrow just zip out to the ICBC and wait.
Yeah,
just
zip
take the
out
test.
and take the test and fail. You're not
I mean,
going
you
to
can
pass
make an
that.
appointment
I'm
online.
an excellent driver.
No way
I'm
you
not gonna fail.
pass.
I'm an excellent driver.
They won't make you parallel park.
They don't?
Nope. I have never parallel parked. There's a fun
You're going to
fact.
be able to reverse stall park tomorrow on a dime without practicing?
My
Yeah.
dude, I reverse stall park like the best of them. I reverse stall park like it. I can't even forward stall park. That's how good I am at reverse.
You're going to have to do that too, so you're going to fail there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you only have to park the one time. You have to park the one
Yeah.
time. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pull in behind a car on the street,
Yeah.
and then you're going to have to reverse stall park back at the ICBC.
At the ICBC. I
Yeah.
can do that. I can figure that out.
I mean, I failed my N test like 3 times. I shouldn't really, but I'm a better driver for it. I'm a great driver now.
I failed my test to get my N 4 times, and one time I failed in Victoria, where we were going to school, that I didn't have it yet,
Yeah.
and it was such a stupid reason that I failed that I cried.
Mm-hmm. It's
in
very
front of
frustrating.
I cried in front of the man that failed me because I was so frustrated.
It's the worst though, because then you have to wait however many months or whatever till you can get another booking. It costs you money. I understand
So much
that.
money.
I understand the emotion.
And also, they keep driving with you after you fail. Like, you fail on the road test.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
that's
you're just,
right.
Like, drive
Yeah,
me back
you're
to
like-
the ICBC.
You
Like,
failed.
if I can drive back to the ICBC, give me my fucking license.
You're trusting me to get you back to work.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
switch seats. Like,
Yeah.
why, what?
Yeah, switch seats immediately.
You failed at driving. Now drive me home.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you. Drive me back to my work.
Yeah, that happened to me
You're-
on
at
the
this-
3rd time.
Yeah, at this point, you're an illegal driver dropping him off at work.
Yeah.
You're not fit to drive.
You're like, good point. Get out.
Yeah. I remember the 3rd time I failed was kind of like, I was like, oh, if it was a different day, a different time, I wouldn't have failed. I was driving down Mackenzie, big wide 4 4-lane road, and a fire truck passes coming this way, and I'm going this way. And I didn't pull over because you're coming cresting over the hill. Fire truck passes. I didn't pull over. Instant fail.
That's ridiculous.
Jeez.
You
I
didn't
know.
what
I
was
thought it was
coming.
ridiculous too.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And you can't
then-
fight with these fucking alcoholics that are giving the test, and because they're not gonna give you an inch. These miserable people with their lives. Who wants this job? It must be a terrible job.
That's a terrible job. That really is a bad job. I feel for those people. Sort of. I mean, if you need a job and that's the only one you can get, I feel for you. But yeah, if you want that job, I don't necessarily want to be friends with you.
I mean, I bet you it's a
want
nice
that job.
little stack of cash.
Yeah.
Union,
it
probably
must.
union.
City. It's a city job, I
wonder.
bet.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
assume.
city job. I was gonna look it up.
Are you looking it up? Okay.
Work
Well,
for
speaking of
ICBC.
What's
speaking
in the
of
bank
looking-
account of an ICBC?
how much is in the
employee?
bank account?
Nothing, because they're blowing it all on whiskey
speaking of
the night before.
speaking of looking things up, I did look it up. In French culinary terminology, souks are the tiny brown deposits at the bottom of the pot or the pan, also known as fond.
Fond. I've heard fond all the time. There isn't a cooking person on YouTube that won't talk in length about the fond.
Yeah, and they all think they're the ones revealing it to you.
Yeah. Oh, and this is called the fond. I'm like, we know.
We know. We've known for a
Emeril
long time.
Lagasse told me 15 years ago.
Well, and it's because you get to say things like deglaze, and you get to sound like you're really on top of your stuff.
All right, so we
And I
got a
deglazed. It's all right. It's nothing to write home about.
It's not you. It's just liquid in the pan after you cook some stuff.
Yeah, it's a
like
little bit
let's all
salty, but
relax.
that's where the flavor comes from.
Yeah, and just do wine or broth, and you're fine.
I should have probably deglazed the lentils.
Yeah. Oh, did they? Yeah. You got some souks in your pan.
I don't know. I use the non-stick.
Oh, you might have still got souks, but they might not have been
Ugh,
stuck to the pan.
every time you say it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Brian, what gets those souks off the pan the best? If you have a lot of good souks in the bottom of your pan.
Yeah. So
this-
anyway, a DMV clerk. Okay, this is in U.S. dollars. Okay, about 44,000 a year.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
just a clerk.
geez.
You're
Now,
in the
if
car.
you're a lead clerk, though,
Oh, nice.
45,000.
Oh, you're making $1,000 more a
Yeah,
month to be in
yeah.
charge of everybody.
Yeah, isn't
Brutal.
that usually how it goes? Get a
That's
promotion
brutal.
at a certain level. Middle management, you don't want a promotion. More
No.
money for more problems.
Because you know what that means? You're the same as the other clerks, but you have to do the schedule.
Yeah, you got
Every
and
day.
you got to deal with their schedule.
And then
They want
Deborah's like, I need
Christmas
2
off.
hours for lunch. Yeah.
They want Christmas day off, and you're like, we're not even open.
Now,
And
I couldn't agree more with Chris. Don't you hate it when workers want Christmas off? Like, such losers. Like, just work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know you make triple time.
it's nice. I've worked Christmas before. It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. You get I worked at Butchards Gardens in Victoria. You'd get triple time if you worked on the 24th, 25th, or the 26th. Now, the 26th, that's the one you want.
A lot of people, Butchart Gardens must be hell on Boxing Day. I mean,
Oh, God. It's people's tradition.
gotta go to
You
Butchart.
gotta go to Butchart.
Hey, we're going to Butchart.
Gonna go look at the light display in the flowers.
Now,
You got it. We have to.
We gotta go to Butchart. It is a very spectacular garden. I will give
It's
you
a
that.
Yeah, I was
It's the
gonna
best
say,
garden I've ever
beautiful
seen.
garden.
You
I was
think
gonna
it's
say-
yeah, it's a good garden.
Yeah.
World
if you're-
famous, world
if you're
class.
listening to this podcast, slip over to the YouTube because I'll throw up some images of Butchart and you can see what you're missing. It
Oh
is.
my gosh.
Mwah.
I used to be a parking attendant at Butchards, and that is Butchards.
I prefer Butchart.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say it however you want, really. Who cares? Just someone's
And was
last
that?
name.
And what was that?
Hold
that
on,
was
sorry. It's Butchart's garden?
Butchart.
Butchart?
Butchart.
Butchart? Or is there a T?
Not
is there an S on the
no
end?
fancy, just like Butch art.
Butchard.
Butchards.
Butchart Garden.
Yeah.
It's Butchard's garden.
Beautiful though. And every Saturday during the summer, swamped with people. They would do firework display every Saturday.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
People would flock.
I've been there.
That sounds flock worthy.
Disney World-esque fireworks.
I bet you with
That sounds good.
Instagram now too, it's just terrible. We were at High Park. We were at High Park going for a walk. High Park's in Toronto, everybody. We were at High Park going for a walk, and there's one red tree in High Park, and it's swamped with Instagram people.
I know.
I can't imagine what's going on at
Crazy.
Butchards.
Well, I mean, it costs like $35 per person to get in, so I don't think these influencers.
And then you can go for
Right.
high tea. You can get a high tea there.
you really can.
Hey,
Because Victoria really wants to be.
Yeah, they love a high tea in Victoria.
Yeah.
They love tea.
I have getting back to your newfound fame, Brian. There's a bit of a segue there. I'm
Beautiful
just trying
segue.
to. I'm just trying to
love that
deglaze
segue. That you
deglaze
did.
the
You
Souks
should
off the pan, right, Chris?
do it again. Start that segue again, and so
I
I want to interrupt it. This
I
time.
just
do
did it though.
again.
I was completely
I don't know, but
with
just
the
do it
segue.
again.
Okay.
Okay.
So Brian, talking about being a successful
$45,000
son
a year.
of a
I'm just sorry. I'm
bitch.
stuck on that.
And that's management.
it's
You're
not that
getting
good of a
anywhere-
job.
You're not getting anywhere up from that.
Speaking of 45,000 a year, Brian, how are you? You doing good financially, or like how much money are you making?
On the on with the TikTok, or just as a general.
Yeah, I guess
thing?
like just in
Because
like
I'm
in
invested.
general.
I mean, I've invested thousands of dollars in a smart S&P 500 ETF, Peter.
Whoa.
Yeah, what you
Going
got?
up with
You got
the stock market.
Yeah, VFV.
Sensible
Which one you
returns.
got? Vanguard World.
Vanguard. I'm
S&P.
in Vanguard. Just in
Yeah,
it.
you got to do Vanguards.
Making 5-6%. Come on.
Whoa.
You
got
know,
it.
I have a job at the company, and I make money with that.
Now, are we
I,
worried about the stock market? Are we getting out of our TFSAs right now? Just pulling out, and then come back.
Are you
I mean,
pulling
I'm
out?
thinking every day it goes down a little bit. I think I'm pulling out.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Wait,
to do.
It's the long run, aren't you? Just supposed to just like
Yeah, you're supposed
dollar
to,
cost
but-
average. You're supposed to just keep buying in.
But what about this strategy? Everyone's saying
Yeah.
the stock market's gonna crash any year now, any day now.
God.
Pull
Oh,
out for
God.
now, put in an account, throw back in at a lower price. Boom.
Yeah. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, that's the rules.
You know what? That is the deglazing of the financial world. That's the like. You know how you get that shit off the bottom of your pan? You buy
Buy
low
low.
and you sell high. Yeah, I do agree with that maxim of investing. Try to make more money than you lose.
Yeah, exactly, and be able to predict the future a bit too.
Oh, 100%.
That would
When I
really
first
help.
started investing years ago, I was gambling on marijuana stocks,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
and it was a great rush.
I
Totally
bet.
felt fantastic, and then I
Yeah.
realized I had a gambling problem.
Because if
And
you
so
don't
I
know
had
what
to
you're
stop
doing,
gambling on weed stocks because I lost upwards of $10,000 in one day.
Whoa.
really,
And those
what-
were my gains, though. That's all the money I gained. I lost in a morning, and I was like, this is over. We've
That's
done this."
crazy.
And then I made out with an extra $270. That's what I was up to 70 by the end of it.
hey,
Hey, well,
That's
at
a
least
good-
you didn't lose
good
your
thing.
shirt. You just didn't. You lost your gains, but you got out.
And so
In
now
one
I'll
piece.
only invest in the ETF.
Yeah. Index
This is
funds.
thrilling for your listeners. We're talking.
they love it. We talk about stuff like this all the time. They really, really, really love it.
We talked about it, but we never dive deep enough to.
What I'm interested in is getting into one of these like Dungus coins or whatever these coins are.
No,
and
don't
you
do
buy
it.
And you put $100 in, and then you wake up one morning and you have $500 billion, but no one can buy it.
Don't
Get a
do it.
dungus.
Don't do it.
Get yourself
Get
a
dungus.
dungus coin.
Don't do it. They're like almost 100% of them are pump and dumps from the
Right.
person who created them.
Exactly.
video the
So
other day
why
of a-
can't I pump and dump
Yeah.
too?
A guy woke up with $500 million. That's what his stuff was worth.
The Shiba Inu coin guy.
But no one would buy it, so it didn't matter,
Yeah.
and he was unfazed by this. I would have blown my brains out.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not actually worth it. I think we're living in the second, like the tulip craze. I think it's the same thing again.
Tell me about this tulip thing.
We're
What's that?
talking, I believe, Northern Europe. We're talking Netherlands or whatever.
Does this have anything to do with tulips, like the flower? Because
Yes.
it better. Oh, it does. I'm in.
It's about the flower. Literally about tulip bulbs. Started to, they were a price bubble. They started to inflate crazy prices. People were like, oh, you have a tulip bulb that in the summer will grow into like a blue and white stripe or something flower. It's like, that shit is rare. They became like Pokemons. It was like you were trying to collect the rarest, like coolest tulip bulbs. There were tulip bulbs that were going for the price of a house. Mind you, the price of a house back then was probably reasonable. But like, the price went absolutely bonkers on tulips.
Huh.
What year was this? What year are we talking about? When are they trading these tulips around?
Okay, here's the thing. Now we're getting into the place where you realize I'm full of shit, but I'm
Oh, no,
somewhat,
I got
I'm like 10%
now we're
right.
there. Now?
Because my
Oh,
question here is this.
please.
My question here is this. You're looking
gonna
at a
say-
tulip bulb.
Yeah.
You don't know what that's going to grow into.
No.
But somebody tells you this is going to be a rainbow tulip, greatest tulip you've ever seen.
Yeah.
But then it's olden days. So you give someone the tulip, they give you 40,000 gold, and then you leave on a horse and carriage, and you never see them again, and then the tulips poo brown or whatever.
Brian, let me ask you this, Brian.
Poo
Are
brown
we not
tulip.
seeing any familiarities?
I don't
with-
see any parallels. Not me.
Somebody
You're talking
tell-
about flowers. We're talking about
Somebody
coins.
tries to sell
You can
you.
hold a flower.
Somebody tries to sell you an NFT of a cat trying to play the keyboard, and they're telling you it's worth 45 Ethereum, and you're like, "What are any of the words you just said?" And then you learn just enough to be dangerous, and then you're gambling again.
And then you're getting, I can't
Just
get into,
enough
I can't
to be
get into
dangerous.
it or I'll be done. We'll be done.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
Here's what I don't understand about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is worth what it's worth, right?
Sure.
It's worth $50,000 a coin or whatever right now.
It's
but they
worth
want
whatever
it to become
people
the
agree.
currency of the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens when I want to buy a coffee once Bitcoin becomes the currency of the world? What does it cost? When I go into the store, what does it cost?
It'll cost what it cost that day, like the dollar.
No, but will like a cup of coffee still be worth $2, or will it be worth point
Yeah.
0.00048 of a Bitcoin?
Right.
Is that what it will say on the? Is that what it will say on the menu?
You know what I think? I think they'll be called Satoshis, because
No, they won't.
that no. Let me explain. A Satoshi is what they call small chunks of a Bitcoin.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm not
like-
going to call it that. I'm not
no
going
one's
to.
calling
I'll
it that.
campaign.
That's a
to
man's
have-
name, or
I'll
That's a
campaign.
group of people's name.
I will take to the streets if that's what we. Yeah, but you just say sats or something. Oh, it's like 10
Stacking
sats.
Toshis.
Yeah, you're stacking
When you're
sats.
making
Yeah, a couple of
Fat
toast,
stacks.
eh? Give me a couple of toast.
Yeah, so I do this stand-up show at a bar. Paid me 10 tosh. Yeah, I like it.
yeah,
I think
that
that's the
works.
future.
That works for me.
Yeah, but
I
here's
just
the
need
thing.
it to be worth $1. I need it
Yeah.
to be worth $1.
What you're saying, I think, is that you need it to be stable. It needs to stop doing this, and that's true. If it's
Well, I mean, that's
ever
not what
going
I'm saying. That's what economists from
This is what
Harvard.
now.
yeah,
Now
I
here's
just described their intelligence to you, though.
right.
Yes.
You speak with
Yeah.
intelligence.
You do. You really do.
Thank you so.
Moving on to absolutely anything else. We can.
Wait, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing? Because I do have an actual question.
Okay, if you have an actual question, we get one more
Okay.
about cryptocurrency.
No, not that.
Oh,
not that.
oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Before we start talking about finance, because that was the joke question that I asked, like how much physical actual money you're making. That's a very rude question, which I find fun. But Brian, my real question was just about would you say it's like kind of a whatever cringy word or whatever, but would you say you are an influencer of sorts? Like, are you at that level now where it's like maybe a brand deal, or is that not a thing you want to commercialize? You're just having fun.
I am at the point now where I'm getting asked to sell things for free product.
Oh, okay. So that's level 1, basically, right?
Yeah. And what I'm doing is I will say, no,
Yeah.
how much money do you have? Much like yourself.
Yeah.
I'll say, how much money do you have to give me instead? And then I will get radio silence from you. Won't answer back ever.
Yeah.
Great. Well, if there was a
that's what
product
Steph
though,
told us.
that you would do for free, is there one that you'd sell out for free product for?
Cars. Just a
Yeah,
car.
car. That's
A whole car.
I mean, I'm about to do a coffee product,
Yeah.
but as an affiliate marketing thing.
It makes sense because you were drinking out of the
Yeah.
mug.
So it's
on
the only
brand.
one I've agreed to simply because I drink coffee. So I'm going to say, hey, buy this coffee.
Right.
Right.
And then it's affiliate marketing. So
If they click on my link,
They
but
click
like,
on your
who's going to
link.
do that? But if they do it, I get money.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Influencer culture is all about scale. Like, it's like if you have 100,000 people watching, you just need 1% of them to click on it to make anything. So if you have 1,000 people watching, you're not going to make anything, But or if
are
you have
you
100
talking about a certain pod?
If you have 50
we're
people
all,
watching,
part of.
it'll cost you money.
How many people are going to be listening to this, seeing this? What are we talking about here? Big
No,
number?
don't
Well-
tell him. Don't tell him, Chris. Let's just move on.
Nah, let's just move on. Listen, it really varies.
Yeah.
I find it varies on the guest's ability, a desire to share.
Hello,
most
Hingin.
guests do. Most guests.
Oh,
share.
I'm gonna share this on TikTok,
Oh.
and my audience comprised mainly of females from the United States of America will listen.
Then this is gonna get hundreds and hundreds of views.
That's a good
Thousands
demo.
even.
That is a demo we would like.
That's my demo. I'll check my analytics right now. It's really quite something
We
because
Gotta say,
I get
because
less and less men follow me every day.
I wonder what that's all about. I like you. I like following you. I consider myself a man.
There we are right now. That's what it is right
Okay.
now. If you can see that,
Ooh,
it's
you got a
89.2% female
Female.
Wow,
that's a cool-
dude.
That is cool.
and
Huh.
70% the United States.
You have to be somewhat proud of those metrics, right? Are you like, nice? I'm saying something.
Yeah,
the
I
ladies
mean,
like
yes
to hear.
and no, because I think might come across as a bit of a mess, a single mess.
Oh, and that's why they like you. They like projects.
Yes.
A work, fixer upper.
Funny, I'm a funny, like goofy guy. I'm not very,
Yeah.
very aggressive, you know.
You're like those pop stars that you have to be secret if you ever find a partner and you fall in love with them. You can't put them in your content because it'll they'll wreck your mess brand.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
absolutely
You
right.
can't have a go. No, you can't do that.
Well, you can have one. You just have to be
No,
very secretive about
You
it.
got to. Now, I feel like if you all, load up your email right now, and you go to a script, okay, that's been sent out. It's called Furious Anger Fun Hour Tech Script.
Yeah.
I feel like we're coming up to the time in the pod where
Oh,
I said
100%.
towards the end, you
Yeah.
could hear that
Yeah,
script.
Oh, let's for sure wrap this up. Yeah, let's wrap it up.
That we could maybe load this up, do a little reading of it. Peter's probably gonna score it a bit for sure. He's gonna do that, and then we could talk about this tech script.
Oh, so just so you know, Brian, I don't know if you've loaded it up yet, but Chris did not find the script. You have to scroll
I know
and
exactly
find
where it is. I've been on it for a while.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you
page
go
6.
down.
Page 6.
Page 6.
Page 6.
Sorry, I was just trying to roast Chris. For
I
a bit.
love our
Oh, okay,
formatting
sorry.
of
Yeah,
what
there
we
you go,
used to
format.
do in our scripts. So just like every sketch has a different size font.
Somebody else wrote it.
They're very copy paste jobs, and it's brutal. This is a sketch. I'll just set it up because I'm not a part of it. Okay, I'll set this up. It's called Red Coats.
Yeah.
It takes place. I'd say it's our most Monty Python-esque. I don't want to. You know what?
Ooh.
I take
high
that back.
praise.
I
High
want
praise.
the audience to discover that for themselves.
I'm not editing that out. Okay, perfect. Here we go.
But this is, the beginning of the invention of camouflage around then. Okay.
Are we read it straight and then we're going to comment on it after?
Yeah, I think so.
Read it straight,
right?
comment
because
after.
it speaks for itself. It's very funny. I reread it. This is from 2012 when we did a run at the Vancouver Fringe Festival, and I
Very
think you'll
successful
find that
run.
we were funny then and aren't now.
Yeah, we're definitely less funny. We're definitely less funny than we used to be.
I mean, you
We-
grow up.
we've peaked.
You know?
You grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grow.
You grow out of it. You grow out of being.
Bryan Nothling will be playing the part of General, and Peter will be playing the part of Soldier.
Soldier.
I think. Right.
Yep, that's what it is.
That was how it happened. Okay. I'm just gonna enjoy this.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Ah, good. You've arrived. Have you brought my decanter?
No, sir. I thought that you wouldn't need it on account of the battle we're about to enter.
Ah, yes, the battle. Today our ranks shall march upon the villainous French, and they shall be cut asunder. Are we ready?
We are.
Troops ready?
Troops are ready.
Outstanding. Now, the French control the river to the north. Here is the strategy. The men shall form rank and file here and here. The enemy will most likely be in front of us. If they are not, we will compensate so that they are.
Fine plan, sir.
Fine? Fine? We are attacking the French head on. This is an excellent plan. Fine is more like how you feel. And then I was going to insert a really funny joke here.
I read one script where it was fine is how you feel when your wife dies. Or something like that. Several drafts.
Yes, a very, very funny joke, sir, and an excellent plan. But might I make one suggestion?
Excuse me?
Might I suggest a tiny bit of chicanery?
Yeah.
Would it not be more prudent, sir, to hide in the trees and surprise the French when they least expect it?
You don't seem to understand. We march in rank and file until we meet the French and attack them head on.
Yes. And bear with me. Wouldn't it be a lark if instead of doing that, we snuck about a bit?
This is war. There's no sneaking about.
No, I understand, but can't we just maybe just hide a few men in the trees and shoot them from the side? I mean, they would suffer many more casualties, and they may even retreat, offering you a quick victory.
It wouldn't be a victory if the other team didn't know it was us who won. They would just think it was some schoolboys mucking about in the woods.
I think that they would think it was the English, sir.
Nonsense. This is how it's been done for years. We line up opposite the other lineup. They wear blue, we wear red. That way we know who's who. And those of us whose flesh is not torn asunder by bullets, dusts off their coats and has tea. Or male genitals if you're French.
Oh, sir, but seriously, I think we have it all wrong. Red is so bright, and everyone can see us. I mean, hear me out. I have some green coats back in my tent, and what if we could affix some branches to them and really stick it in the bottom of those blue fannies?
You don't seem to understand. If we are hiding in the bushes wearing green coats, how will the French know where we are? I'm going to do that again. If we are hiding in the bushes wearing green coats, how will the French know where we are? Nothing would get done. We would just be in the bushes, crouched down like Sunday whores. Sometimes you're a real Nancy.
I wish he wouldn't yell at me.
Do you know the other generals make fun of me? They all laugh together. Oh, look, there goes that whimpering whore master who has no control over his men.
But you should be happy your men are so comfortable with you. It's a circle of
Oh,
trust.
circle of trust, my britches. They just don't respect me. You don't respect me.
And you think it's easy talking to you? My therapist says that because of the soldiers' general dynamic in the workplace, you don't respect me as an individual when it comes to us.
Us?
Yes, us. Or have you forgotten that that's why we're doing this?
Aren't we doing this because of our hatred for the French?
No, the therapy, you nitwit. I believe in us, and I believe that we work well together.
We do work well together.
We do. Now close your eyes.
No. We're not doing
We are. Oh, we are.
We're not doing the exercise.
Yes, we are. Close your eyes.
And I do.
Now, imagine a battlefield. It is burned and charred, and there are bodies everywhere. Amidst the remains of broken cannons are flags. French flags. This is the site of a glorious and brutal victory for the English, made possible by the only the strongest of generals, the greatest of men, and look, there he is, standing on a hilltop in all his splendor, and behind him is one of his most stalwart, don't know how to say that, stalwart soldiers, shirt in tatters and muscles glistening in the light. Do you recognize the general?
The general is me.
Yes. And the soldier?
The soldier is you, yes!
Yes. Now open your eyes and seize that dream.
Well, maybe I have been a little hard on you. I just want to be a good general. I want my troops to respect me.
Well, then let's tell the rest of them that it was your idea to hide some men in the bushes and sneak about.
Oh, you would do that for me?
Of course I would, my kitten. The sooner this war is finished, the sooner we're curled up in a grizzly pelt in front of a roaring fire. Although I remember an alt that I used to do. The sooner this war is finished, the sooner we're curled up in front of a giraffe pelt with the neck bit sticking way out in front of a roaring fire.
Okay, tell my men to change their coats and move to the bushes and give Papa a kiss.
I love you.
And I you. Scene.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
It
Gotta
was,
say,
yeah. It's not bad.
It's good. It is. It is young.
It's young.
There's definitely some stuff in there that I don't think we would do it to this day, but because we wrote it back then, it is fine
It's fine. It's actually okay
fine now.
because
It's
we wrote it a
actually
while
fine
ago.
though, because it was from then.
Yes.
These
These are characters. We're playing characters. These are generals in the war. They're going to be
in the
this
War of
way.
1812 or
Be
something.
this way.
So wait.
Context matters. Context
Yeah,
matters.
context matters. These are soldiers.
Now, it's good. And then they didn't. I think they didn't need to kiss right at the end. That's just in my opinion. I don't
Okay,
think
but
they
let's lay the cards on the table, because what is the part that you're saying we couldn't perform today? It's probably because it's as
No, just the language. Just a language.
It's as equally homophobic as it is homoerotic.
That is the balance I was trying to strike, Peter. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see
they
it
call-
as
yeah.
a general
Yeah.
and a soldier wanting to work well together, and they've gone to therapy so that they can work well together. I don't think they have a romantic relationship outside of it.
I thought they do, because they
could.
curl up in a giraffe.
They
coat.
could.
They're long-term relationship, I think.
Oh, this is those types of male friendships you read about in books, and then everybody at the time is like, "Oh, what good friends those two boys were."
Yes.
Yeah, like
like,
Peter
come on.
and Chris.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, they loved each other.
Yeah.
They were fucking. Come
It's
on.
more like that. Oh, please. Please.
Oh, please. I think, I was a pretty guilty of writing these far too complicated opening lines to things. And good, you've arrived. Have you brought my decanter?
That's right to the point.
Like,
I like that. Maybe you could do a quick stage reading of the short blackout above Redcoats, Peter. It's all you.
That's good stuff.
I guess it actually
Why
is
are we-
me. Okay.
Why are we doing this one?
Well, because I don't know. It's right here. We're looking at this old script, and I think it's still funny. Ready?
I still wanted to hear Brian's opinion. Okay, we'll get back to the We'll get back after. Okay, here's this blackout.
And now, the section of our show where we speak only in English accents. Introducing Gandalf, the Crossing Guard.
You shall pass. You shall pass. You shall pass. You shall not pass.
Fuck yeah. Nothing wrong
No
with
rule
that.
of three there.
Nothing
rule of
wrong.
four on that one.
Oh, did I got an extra?
You should pass. You should
No,
pass.
that's how it's written. That's how it's written.
You should pass.
Yeah, we
I
should
don't
have done
know.
rule of three.
I think you need
could've got-
3.
I think I probably performed it with 4 too. I'm not a very
I remember you
accurate
performing
comedian.
that one for a long time, like really
Yeah.
stretching it out.
Oh,
because everybody knows. Well, as soon as you
That's
say
true.
you shall pass,
Yeah, that's
everybody
true.
knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They laughed at the joke on the first "You Shall Pass."
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you actually almost have to wait it out
You have to, yeah.
so that it becomes a different joke.
There's also one down a ways called Dubstep Chef, which is one of my favorites.
We'll perform it. But your
gonna
your
cut-
description of you dancing is needed. Okay, I'll be the line cook.
No, just dance for a bit. I'll put it in.
You were the one that was the chef.
Yeah, you were
'Cause
the
you could
chef.
pop and lock. Yeah,
And
this was
the
you.
Song
This was your
called,
thing.
the song was called Bass Canon.
Mhm.
Well, we
You remember? You don't remember you. You don't remember all the robot shit that you did in this? This was a killer sketch.
I don't remember this one. Are we performing it?
I mean, if not, if you don't remember it.
Oh, I don't remember the dance moves.
Oh, wait,
We've got to
it's
have
just
this
robot.
on tape somewhere.
It's just robot. Just do the robots and shake a salt shaker.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I play the song? Is that allowed or copyright?
I'll play
yeah.
it. We don't have enough. We don't have enough followers to monetize. It's fine. Do you have it?
I mean, I know exactly what it's called.
I'll put it in post.
Yeah. So okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know what the beat. Okay, yeah, ready.
Okay,
ready,
so
ready.
I'm line cook. You're a chef, Peter. Here we go.
Line cook. Here, try this.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Chef, may I speak?
Go ahead.
Chef, may I speak?
Yes.
Oh my!
You may. You
Gosh, I can speak? May I?
Yes, you may. You may.
May I speak further?
You may.
This is delicious. This is so good. Chef, what did you put in this?
You want to know
And
what?
that's me. I'm on sound.
You want to know what I put in that? You want to know what I put in this sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you. What? I can't dance sitting down.
Well, you didn't dance until.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah, keep going. No, this was it. That's right.
Oh, yeah, this.
So salt?
Yeah, salt. Yeah,
Salt,
put salt.
yeah,
Lots of
yeah.
salt in it.
Didn't it come back to you? Can you remember that? I forgot about that one. That's a good one.
That literally just came back to me, and we should probably use that again in a show.
Yeah,
We should
for
probably
sure.
use all these old sketches. They're much better written.
These are very good. There's just
Yeah.
a gold mine here.
Oh man,
One where you play a dog called Finnegan.
Yep.
Wonderful. Finnegan. This was a hit show. I think this was a 3 out of 5 show. I think it's,
solid 3 out of 5 at least.
yeah, I think we got a good review. You know?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm out of breath.
And you know who else is out of breath? Everybody.
I was gonna say,
everybody
are you,
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world. Because we had a wonderful time. It was an exhaustingly wonderful time.
Yeah, Brian, we like to get
Gavin.
the energy down to a 0 before the end. We don't try to end on a blow line or anything like that. We just
Drop it right down.
Well, that's
just
good.
drop
we
it right
probably,
down.
we probably shouldn't have listened to that song then.
yeah, that was a little high energy for the end of a Peter and Chris show.
Yeah.
Good point. Well, fuck. You can follow Brian. He's our guest, Bryan Nothling,
It's true.
on TikTok at the Beanoth.
Yeah.
Right? And then on
That's
Instagram at the Beanoth.
Yeah.
Consistent branding.
Thebenoth@gmail.com. Email me if you want.
That's how we can get a hold of you.
Shit. Okay, email him. Send
And
me an
if
email.
it's a coffee product, you might put it on your show. On your show.
Absolutely.
If you want to, this time it's different mug.
Like I do.
If there's enough interest, I'll do some orders. How about
And
that?
if you want a Beanoth mug, I think just email them at beanoth@gmail.com.
I mean, you can buy this at Dollarama, but yes.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.
Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.